Something more?
Yeah, I just want one thing more, and then I'll leave. You saved my life, basically. Last November, I weighed 100 pounds more than I do now, and I got hold of one of your DVDs, and I was ready to. Someone said, "You've got to listen to Esther Abraham," and I said, "No, I don't know. I'm not into that kind of stuff, and I'm grouchy and mean, and and I had my finger on the delete button, ready to stop this DVD from entering my realm." And so you come on. It was a 2006 DVD, I believe, and you started talking, and I froze, and my finger went like this back onto my chair, and I sat back in my sofa and watched the whole DVD in my whole life. And you said, if you just, and this was in 11 of 2012, you said, if you breathe for 15 minutes a day for 30 days, something good will happen to you. And 30 days from them, on 12/26 of 2012, I became enlightened of all my bullshit, of everything that had been holding me up and everything that I was angry about. And then I felt joy, and then I started going up what you call the emotional scale from hope to joy, and here I am, and I can't believe that I'm here. And my question is now when I'm meditating, and I'll be brief, so
well, your time's up.
Okay. You say to quiet your mind by listening to your breath, or think about a pure positive thought. I just wanted to know what a pure positive thought would be to meditate on.
We've been talking about a cork bobbing on the surface of the water, and that's that high-flying vibration. It's a vibration with no resistance, and it feels lighthearted, or it feels like clarity, or it feels like fun, or it feels like eagerness, or it feels like love. In other words, it's, lighthearted may be the best way of describing it. Now, you can hold that cork under the water. That's what negative emotion is, but when you let go of it, it will bob back up to the surface. So, through meditation, when you are able to quiet your mind, when you quiet your mind, you stop thought. And when you stop thought, you stop resistance. And when you stop resistance, your vibration raises.
Right.
So when we come back from segment of refreshment, we'll be talking about a lot of this. But we want to talk about components of thoughts. We want to talk about, let's say that you're on this thought that has negative momentum. And the more you focus upon it, the more momentum it gains, because the more detail you bring to it. So we want to submit the premise that the more specific you get, the more momentum happens. The less specific or the more general you are, then the more the momentum slows. So the optimum experience would be to quiet your mind enough, or wake up and already be there.
Right.
In that high frequency, which is absence of resistance, and then focus there long enough that momentum gets going. And that's exactly what happened to you. It was a slower process than that. We've written so many books and so many processes in order to help people just find a thought that feels better, and find a thought that feels better, and find a thought that feels better. But humans, we love you so much. You know what's coming next. You want to complicate things more than you need to. You want to struggle in the process in order to measure your progress. And we want you to understand that if it were not for the introduction of the resistant thought, there would be no resistance. And so, in a simpler way, if you just begin reaching for the best feeling thought early on and do your best to perpetuate that. And so there are some things that we have presented, and when we come back from segment of refreshment, we will talk about 2 or 3 of them that you could deliberately apply. But we want to be very light about all of that, because there is a simpler approach to this vibrational attunement than most humans have been allowing themselves to discover. And so we're going to present it to you in a new format that is easy to apply, in a way that is easy to understand. Much of it you've already heard here this morning. And then the next 30 days for each of you, even beginning in this day, will be the evidence that will let you know that you have had a vibrational shift. You are always going to have a vibrational shift. There's never a day that you're not going to have another vibrational shift, because there's never a day that's not going to cause you to reach for another vibrational place. But once you understand the process, then you're just going to keep reaching and aligning and reaching and aligning and reaching and aligning until the momentum of who you are is going to be so in sync with this broader non-physical awareness that then that's when that feeling of invincibility, that's where that feeling of empowerment. Those who are watching you will be surprised, maybe even astonished, to see the clarity of you, to feel the clarity of you, and then to watch the magnetism that you have somehow accomplished when they weren't paying attention. It's a really remarkable thing that happens when you allow yourself to get in sync with your natural rhythm. And that's really all that we're talking about here. This is a really good time for a segment of refreshment.
Thank you.